Hello guys, welcome back to MTG Arena. So as you can see, today will be a special video, and I'm going to talk about the qualifying event for Zendikar Rising, which is the upcoming set for Magic, the standard format, So yeah, okay. So for this event, which later I'll move into the article that briefly talks about what it is about, we'll be able to qualify for an event called Zendikar Rising, the qualifier event, if we are in the top ladder, like the top 1200, if you are within the 1200 rankings, you'll be invited to that qualifier for Zendikar Rising, which the seasons, which will be happening after this season ends in 9 days. So as you can see right now, I'm number 959. I could move up or down depending on whether I'm playing or not, but most likely I will be pushing my rank. So because it's the first time I'm trying to maybe qualify for this, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it might be pretty interesting to see how it unfolds. Who knows, we might be performing kind of well, if our luck is great. So yeah, alright, I'll move in shortly to the article and then to the deck I'm playing nowadays. The deck that I'm using to climb the ladder now actually is not, I didn't showcase it yet. It's one of my latest it's one of the latest deck brews that I've customized and stuff, which we'll be going in and talk about it later. But first of all, let's move into the article page. Okay, so here is the article for Zendikar qualifier. So yep, top ladder players in July will qualify for the Zendikar qualifiers in MTG Arena. So yep, let's scroll down and see the content. So yeah, here it is. As you can see here, July's ranked season runs from June 30 to July 31. So at the end of the season, the top 1002 competitors at Mythic rank will earn an invitation to the Zendikar Rising Mythic Invitational Qualifier, which is sort of like what all the pro players will be doing. So those earning 10 wins in the qualifier will receive entry into the Invitational. Man, that's really that's the biggest honor I think we can get if we manage to do that. I'm not sure if it will be able to happen. I really hope it will. I mean, 1,200 players pro players in the Mythic rank competing, fighting with each other. Fighting is not really a good word, right? What's the battling, battling it out, brawling out with one another in this, then will be sort of crazy. So it's really like the top of the top tier players and some luck that you need to be able to excuse me, need to clear my throat, man. So you need to have some really good luck and a really good deck to be able to pull it off. Not really sure, man, come on. Sounds kind of crazy. Okay, anyway, information regarding the Zendikar season will be announced at a future date. The qualifiers will fit into a Swiss style best of 3, so with sideboard, which is the format I'm playing most with the deck I'm using. With the conclusion of the current partial season and the release of Zendikar, Magic Esports will shift to a set-based competitive season on Arena, which is kind of cool. I think it's sort of like a monthly thing, maybe, or maybe it's like a 4 times a year. It's like for each set they are going to release, there'll be some event like this happening, probably. So then, moving on, for those who aren't interested in entering the highest ranks of Magic, that's still a good incentive to dive into rank with some of the end of season rewards. So yep, these are the rewards. For bronze, just 1 gold packs, just 1 2021 packs, and etc. For diamond, and yeah, diamond, there will be something special, right? No. So as usual, oh yeah, it's just an additional packs. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion, after playing for so long, I realized that the amount of gold should be higher for like higher ranks. It's like starting from gold rank, we just receive 1,000 gold, and follow up for platinum, diamond, and mythic, we all receive just 1,000 gold. I think that's just too little. I really wanted to point out that you should at least maybe increase by 1,000 gold per rank. Like for platinum, we receive 2,000 gold. And diamond we receive 3,000. For mythic we receive 4 or 5,000 even. I think that sounds really fair, right? Come on, we work so hard for that and you just give us 1,000 gold, like one more pack. Really? Wizards? Okay, anyway, that is all for the article information that I want to put out here. So next up will be my deck, which I will move in shortly and talk about up next. So yep, let's go. Alright, I just realized that just now I didn't scroll down fully because I'm doing a window capture kind of recording, so I can't really see what's the scroll page at. So anyway, here are the rewards, so you could have a look. The goal and stuff is what I've mentioned. So yep. Alright, so here is my deck that I'm playing nowadays. It's Sultai Ramp, and I think this is the most powerful deck I have right now. Personally, I feel that this deck even surpasses the banned Ramp, or the banned Ugin or whatever it is nowadays that's roaming. Yes, I definitely feel that Sultai Ramp has the upper hand right now, and I'm going to talk quite a bit about this deck and some of the major changes we have. So as you can see, for Planeswalker we're only running Nissa and Teferi, the new Teferi Master of Time, and we are not running any Ugin. Okay, so yep, Ugin has been cut out because we do not need to win the game actually with Ugin. Our win con lies with, we have other win cons that's available to us, and by the time you play out Ugin, it's already very late game, and it might even be clunky in your early hand if you have it in your hand. So Ugin is not really that much viable, although most players would say that he's strong. Of course, I agree that he's strong, but from the amount of games I'm playing to reach this rank with this deck, I would say that we do not really need Ugin for our the Sultai Ram decks, and winning as fine. So okay, let me try not to be too hasty. Let me try to slowly analyze. Okay, so we are adding Jorel, which initially when it's first released, I said that this is a great card, right, for banned RAM inclusion and stuff. But then a little bit forward, when the Ugin format happens, like when Ugin is on the rise for players to play with, Jorel sort of is like being neglected, I feel, and I didn't include her in a lot of my main board as well. But then right now we are mainboarding her because she's really so strong, and I'm going to talk about why. So Jorel is basically like a deadly 2-drop for any control deck that we go against. Yep, so basically when we drop her down on turn 2, control deck players will have a hard time to deal with her if they don't remove her quickly, because starting from that turn we will be spawning cats and cats and cats while drawing cards and maintaining the number of cards in our hand. So as you can see, we have Hydroid Crisis, Growth Spiral to draw cards on turn 2 or turn 3, the follow-up turns, and to go together with Uro and Llanowar Visionary, it's like they really synergizes really well. I would say these 5 cards. So it's really awesome that Jorel after playing for so many games, I realized that Jorel is really quite a killer. And when we reach like against control deck, when we reach like turn 6, sometimes they'll be holding back counter spell and stuff, right, waiting for us to react. We could just swing in with all our whiteboard and just activate Jorel's activated ability and just swing in for such a huge damage that our opponents needs to do something about it. If not, the next turn you'll be dead or something like that. And actually the pumping of the power and toughness, right, actually it's a great boost for Hydroid Crisis and Nisa's land as well. It sort of like adds the counter and buff them up so high. It's like, for example, we have a 2/2 Crisis and we have 5 cards in hand. The Crisis will become 7/7, and so for the lands as well, you'll become like a buff up spell, become like 8/8. So Jorel is really such a bomb, I would say. And so we ditch the Shark Typhoon, right? We move it to the sideboard because our main board kind of plays sort of like more not reactive, but we are playing on our turn. We want to spawn the cats on our turn. So yep. And Jorel works really well with Teferi, because with Teferi's +1 we draw a card, and that will immediately trigger Jorel's ability, and then Teferi could activate his Planeswalker ability that on opponent's turn, which we could draw again. And then if we have a Growth Spiral and draw the second one, we could spawn another cat, which is really crazy. And when we pair up with the Shark's Typhoon in the sideboard, it's really easy to just spawn a lot of cats. So for control deck, right, Jorel is something that they need to be really afraid of. That's all I could say. So yeah, Llanowar Visionary, obviously this is a very good card for this deck, because when it enters we get to draw a card which triggers Jorel ability, and it itself is also a ramp, which usually could help us ramp into a turn 6. Ramp into a 6 mana Casualties of War really quickly, and that's really nice. So yeah, so here's that, and then here are our removal, sort of. Aethergrass, eliminate Extinction Event and Casualties of War. So depending on the matchup, we will cut down here and there, which I will talk about what are some of the decks that are rampant in the mythic rank or even in the rank format right now. Okay, one more thing I want to say is that Extinction Event, I realize this card is really powerful. It's even better than Shatter the Sky nowadays, I would say, because it could just exile each creature, be it like even when the gods, the enchantment gods, become creatures and stuff, right? You could just exile them, because Indestructible doesn't save them. We just exile them. So this card could deal with almost anything, any threat you want, I would say. It's so good. It could deal with like the Thoroughburn. Those has protection. You can't protect against the Extinction Event. So I would say this card is really nice and brutal. I'm really loving this board wipe card nowadays. So I recommend you guys to craft at least 3 copies if you want a good Sultai deck to play with. So yep, here are the lands, and then we'll move into the sideboard and maybe talk about what are the decks running around right now. So first of all, okay, our sideboard, there's Duress, Noxious Grasp, Scavenging Ooze, Wilt, Elder Gagaroth, Shark Typhoon, and 2-Thought Distortion. Okay, so the deck that is very rampant nowadays is Mono Green Stompy, and that deck is really annoying to deal with. That deck is strong, I would say. For a mono colored deck, the mono greens might be the strongest right now, but we have answers for that. Since we're having 3 colors, I definitely feel that we are the more superior deck. The only card that they have that's quite a problem is the Primal Might, I believe, which is really annoying when they just pump up their creature so huge and fight our creature and then swing in on our swing in onto our face. That's when things get really troublesome. Other than that, I think we could basically deal with everything. Okay, so against Mono Green Stompy, we will side in like Noxious Grasp. Scavenging Ooze is more for like a mirror matchup and band ramp, those that play Uro, and those with maybe the Cat Savan stuff, then we'll put in 2 of them. If not, we'll not really put them in. Wilt. Well, this card is really nice. One of the very good card, I would say, that you could put into our sideboard, because this card basically deals with like reclamation deck and the mono green Stompy. So because it destroy artifact and enchantment just for 2, we could destroy, you know, wilderness when they play it out for 4, and when they are trying to untap, you just destroy their wilderness and they just end their turn straight up. So yep. And then for the mono green Stompy, you could use this to destroy their Stone Coil Serpent, which is very annoying, having multicolor protection. And we could also destroy the Great Henge, the Great Henge. So those two are really important card for their deck, like some sort of engine, you know, especially the Great Henge. So this card will be very nice to put in against those matchup, and we could even use this to cycle against control matchup, right? Because cycling can't be countered or anything, so unless they play the sublime epiphany, but you know, rarely we will see that in the ladder nowadays, I think. So for cycling, right, because our opponents can't counter the cycling ability, it could trigger our Jorels to spawn cats without being stopped. So this is a really great option to have. Even if you do not have anything to destroy, you could cycle and draw cards and spawn a cat with Jorel, which is awesome. So I really like the synergy. And then for Shark Typhoon, of course, will be, you know, for a controlling and reactive matchup, we'll include them in, since we could draw. And the cycling, the most important part is that the cycling ability can't be countered. So you could safely spawn a cat token or create a huge flyer body on our turn, and they can't stop this. So yeah. So Thought Distortion obviously is a great card against like Azorius control, you know, those that keep up, like to play Simic Flash, you know, all the counter spells. But I realized there's one card that that really hurts us when we play this. I just got it firsthand. It is the Narset's reversal. Somehow one of the players actually signed that card in, I believe, and I think, you know, they know that we will be playing something like this to them, and for that card, it actually reversed the effect to us and bounce this card back to our hand. So Thought Distortion will be you know, nullified and be used on our own hand, and that's a disaster. So, you know, this card, you know, we might be thinking that there might be better option in the future, I'm not sure, but right now we are putting it 2, but it's working okay actually. I mean, although most of my matchup is like mono green and stuff, so we are not really having too much play with this for now. So yep. Okay, Duress of course is for controlling matchup as well. That's you know, kind of straightforward. So for mono red, which you kind of rarely see already in the ladder, we'll put in Wilt, you know, because this could deal with their Annex and Embercleave, which is really nice. And Elder Gagaroth, yeah, this is a really awesome card, I realized. So there's a lot of matchup that we could put in. For mono green, we'll put this in because it's such a huge creature and we get value by blocking or attacking. So, you know, it's great. Against mono red, mono green, you know, when we need a huge body that gave us a lot of rewards, we need to put in Gagaroth. It's really nice. So yeah, and it has reach, which could even block flyers. So, you know, that's something to take note of. This card is really nice. And depending on the situation you are in, you know, you could choose one of the ability that best suits the situation, which is, I really love this card. So yep. Alright, I think that will be all for this sideboard and talk showcase, right? I think if there's any more stuff I want to talk about, I think that's probably it, right? Yeah, I would say that this deck, right, is definitely to me, right, it's my strongest deck right now, I feel. Another annoying deck, I think that is very I would say that the deck that will be very hard to win against will be like the Timur Elemental, I believe. Yeah, the Elemental deck is really hard to deal with. They reap a lot of value, and because we doesn't have access to cards like Harshbringer, which could stop their ETB ability, it's really hard to stop when they keep Reason Reef and the Cavalier of Thorns. When they hit the field, they will trigger a lot of stuff, and it's pretty annoying. And then they even play the ultimatum, the Genesis ultimatum, which could sometimes just put in Ugin and put Ugin to the board, and it will be quite a problem for us on turn 4 or turn 5 if they do that. So yeah, I think that will be all for today's video. I hope it's not too long or draggy, but I just want to point out that about this event, which I find it might be cool if we are able to qualify for that. So yeah, alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on my next video. If there's any news and update, I'll probably make another video to update about if we manage to qualify, even maybe just a short video, I'm not sure. So for now, just keep a lookout for my new video. There are new videos scheduled for every day for now, I think. Later at night, I think 9 PM there'll be like a new jumpstart video, so hope you guys could check it out. And yeah, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds of disaster. Every exploit ripples through time. Be mindful. I am ancient.